Giving up is the birth of regret. The reality of life is that we will all hear more no's than we hear yeses. In the summer of 2009, I was 19 years old, working a summer position at Target between my freshman and sophomore year at undergraduate school. I was working in the women's clothing department, and I noticed a lady staring at me from across the aisle. I figured she probably had a few screws loose, so I attempted to ignore her very intense stares. She eventually manages to make her way a little bit closer and closer to me where I was working until she eventually walks up to me and says hello. I say the famous Target quote, which is, "Hi, may I help you find something?" She then asks me, "Were you born in this country?" And I was immediately offended. And I said, "Yeah, I was born in this country." And then she says, "Do you have any kids?" I said, "No, I don't have any kids." She then asked me if I was married, and then I said, "No, ma'am, I am not married." She says, "How old are you?" I said, 19. "May I help you find something?" She then says, "You are the most beautiful girl I have seen." And I said, "Oh, thank you." I didn't work that much for my makeup, but I did the best I could, but thank you. And then she says, "I think you could be the next Miss USA." And I stare at her in pure disgust and said, "Pageants? You're telling me pageants, like Sandra Bullock, Miss Congeniality. Pageants? You think I should compete in pageants? I'm in the Army, okay? We don't do pageants in the Army." She then asked me to meet her at Starbucks the very next day before my next shift at Target. And she just wanted to do a little bit of explaining when it comes to what pageants is. And apparently I was a pretty open-minded 19-year-old because I actually agreed to meet her the very next day. The next day, she brought this foot-tall stack of pageant books and proceeds to convince me to enter into a state pageant 3 months later. For those who do not know, when it comes to Miss USA, you have to win your state first, okay? So 3 months later, I compete in my first pageant, and I lose. I go back the second year, compete in the state pageant. I lose. Go back the third year, compete in the state pageant, and lose. Go back the fourth year, compete in the same pageant, and lose. I go back the fifth year, y'all.
Your grandma name? Don't know.
Compete in the state pageant and lose. But guess what? I go back the sixth year. Guess what happens?
Okay.
I lose.
Very good. What's your cute name?
I called her on the phone and said, "You told me I could be the next Miss USA." And she said, "Deshauna, keep working, don't quit, keep going back." And in June of 2015, she passes away from leukemia.
You have to be in front of the camera. Come, stand there.
6 months later, in December 2015, I win Miss District of Columbia, USA. And 6 months after that, in June of 2016, I become the first soldier to win Miss USA.
It's okay.
Giving up is the birth of regret. Giving up is something I did a lot of growing up, and I don't think I really challenged myself to stick anything through until I joined the track team in middle school. I remember having to ask my mom after tryouts and making it to the team for my very first pair of track shoes. Now at the time, she walks into our house and she has a bag that has a nice Nike check sign on it. So I get excited because I wasn't getting these shoes very often. I go to take the shoe box out of the bag and I notice that it says a size 9 on it. Mind you, in the 7th grade I was a size 5. I open the box and I slide my feet into the shoe and I look at my mother and I said, "These shoes are too big." She says, "I know I did that on purpose." I was like, "Why would you buy shoes that are too big on purpose, Mom?" And she says, "Because I know that you're going to grow into them." Coach has us line up on the starting line and he wants us to run a lap around the track. As we go to take off, I immediately fall to the ground, twist my ankle, because the shoes are entirely too big. See, I couldn't run at the speed that I wanted to because I didn't fit the shoes I was wearing at the time. Now, many of us have goals we're trying to achieve, but the person we are right now is not the person that we need to be when we cross the finish line to our dreams. So we must walk and pace ourselves on this journey to our goals, because we haven't grown enough in ourselves to fit the shoes that we need to achieve our aspirations. At times, our purpose drops in our laps as if the heavens threw it by accident. I ask only one thing of you all today after you leave this building. Do not fear failure, but please be terrified of regret. As giving up is the birth of regret. After you walk out this door, you will receive 100 doors shut, slam in your face. You will have 100 moments that will be filled with someone telling you no. Or telling you, thank you for your application, but we regret to inform you that we've chosen a different candidate for this job. You will sit in 100 different interviews and you will not get the job. The reality of life is that we will all hear more no's than we hear yeses. And we will fail a lot, and I mean a whole lot. But what I ask of you today is to not take no for an answer. Don't be afraid of no's. Be afraid of the possibility of a yes that you have prematurely destroyed because you decided to quit before the clock strikes 12. You can ask anyone, friend, family, anybody. I love a good no. Please tell me no. Telling me no is like adding fuel to a fire that is now set ablaze because of your single no. I love additional reasons to work harder. Please give me a reason. So today I challenge you to fight, to work, to not stop here, to believe so heavily in your aspirations that you too will not fear the word no, but instead you will choose to welcome it. Thank you.
My father was an alcoholic. We come home, we were scared to death, man. The stories about you hear the car pull up. It's like, man, what are we gonna do?
You're a big, powerful man. Why didn't you say it as it is? I think it's important.
My earliest memory is my father hitting my mother in the face as hard as he could. And I remember seeing her on the floor and then looking at him, this giant of a man who I thought, my God, he says he loves her. What is he gonna do to me? And all I could think, I want to protect her. I want to protect her. And I said, I gotta be strong, and I gotta get strength. Because nobody is gonna do my mother like that again. When I discovered working out, and I went in that gym, I was about 13. I stayed in there and 2 dumbbells and just kept doing it. It was what I wanted because I could control myself. I could control my life. A few years later, this was years later, I took my whole family back from LA to Flint. We call this Christmas from Hell. I brought them back, and my girls were smaller then. I told my father, I said, don't act up. So do not get drunk and do not act up. Oh man, I know, I understand this, come on back. So we leave the kids with my parents, my mother, father, and we go out with some friends that we know, and we headed to Detroit, and we're gonna have a good time. I get a phone call. It's Terry. Father hit your mom. And I'm sitting there like, wait a minute. I just had this conversation. Man. What are you doing? I got on the phone, I said, okay, I'm a grown ass man now. Now I'm a grown ass man. I'm not 5 anymore. I already know what's up. Get everybody out the house, take them over to our aunt's house. We get to the house. Mom, first of all, I tell my mom to go, he knocked her too sideways. Sideways. It's okay, Ma. Go over to Aunt's house. He's sitting in the bedroom, like, Ain't nothing happened. I said, so what's going on? Nothing. I said, didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you not to act up? Didn't I tell you? Bam! I hit him. This is the thing. Now, this is what I want everybody to get. I didn't feel better. I didn't feel better. It didn't work. I thought that was all I needed to do.
Yep.
And I sat down on the bed. And I just started crying, man. I was just like, it didn't work. It didn't work. And I said, man, I thought if I could just make you feel what everybody else felt, then you would understand, and now everybody's cool. Then it would clean me up. But it didn't, CT. It didn't. I felt worse. Because the thing is, with all this stuff, with all this shit, you have to rise above. But I didn't. And I beat his ass. But my wife, for years,